Ne. Poco, poco.
Poco, poco.
This is kilometre point 53, where the BTC and SCP pipelines have been reinstated. We can now return the land to the owners, knowing it's in a near to original state. Work on the pumping stations in Georgia is nearly finished, with progress in the order of 98% for PSG-1 and PSG-2. The next step is the commissioning phase. We'll soon be ready to hand over the project to our client.
We are in PSG-2. This pumping station is nearly similar to PSG-1. However, we have certain differences than PSG-1 in terms of terrain, in terms of weather conditions, and in terms of logistics. We are in a mountainous area, and we are above 1,200 meters above sea level. We have encountered a lot of rock excavations here due to the nature of the terrain. And we had to do around 150,000 cubic meter of cut. The main challenge was to do this cut, which involved a lot of blasting, a lot of cutting with heavy equipment, rock breaking by equipment also, crushing to a certain degree, and disposal of all this cut material.
The BTC pipeline is now completely buried. We're in the hydro test phase. Following that, we can hand over the works to our client.
We are preparing here the caliber tool to inspecting a geometric measurement of the new pipeline. Any indication will be sampled, stored, and later we get a readout in order and combination of the range.
Here we will insert the caliper pig in the tube. It'll be sent to the PK73. It's the first time we are carrying out this operation. We'll get a verdict tonight. So we are shutting the ceiling door again and starting up the compressors in order to obtain a back pressure of 4.7 bars up front and 5 at the rear. This allows the caliper to advance up to 2 kilometers per hour. We are focusing our efforts on the mountain area. We aim to finish the SCP before the winter. And here we are laying a 1,200-meter section. Our objective is to lay an average of 600 meters a day in the mountain area. We're challenged with getting the pipeline across the mountain before the end of the winter. We've got to roll up our sleeves and tackle the job. This project has presented us with several challenges and is testing us to finding innovating solutions. For example, to get spread 2 across the Kura River, we had to combine offshore and onshore techniques so as to lay the twin pipes in parallel over a 1,000-meter stretch. It was a real performance. Here we are at the Kura River at kilometer point 222223. We simultaneously laid the 2 pipes of 42 and 46 inches. They were coated with concrete for a 1,000-meter stretch of flat ground. Then they traversed the riverbed 4 meters below. The river crossing obliged us to remove 1 million cubic meters of earth. In relation to our planning, we succeeded in coordinating the BTC operational time and SCP realization time. This allowed us to reduce the total works execution time to less than 4 months. We're 190 kilometers upstream of the Kura River crossing to the east on Spread 1 work site. Using horizontal directional drilling, the 2 pipes run under the river. The job was completed in the summer of 2005 by the pulling of the last 42-inch pipe over a distance of 750 meters. Once again, the successful completion of the works on this project was due to a group of highly motivated men and their capacity to mobilize other men around them. They proved their passion, their desire to ensure progress and do a good job. They showed solidarity towards one another, true values. From a strategic point of view, our aim is to make as much progress as possible across the mountain and then to connect the 2 spreads. This junction of the spreads is planned for September.